YouTubers. It's Galen. I'm making this video from home. I was sent home to go ahead and test out my pre-trip and my on-the-road test. Just to update a lot of y'all, if you live in the state of Texas, you have to do your pre-trip over the computer. A lot of states do pre-trips, like Arizona. I know we train to do the pre-trip in front of an examiner, but in the state of Texas, you do your pre-trip on the computer just like you do all the rest of the tests on the permit. You can get your permit by just taking general knowledge, air brakes combination. That's to get your permit, but it's best to go ahead and knock out and do your pre-trip. So when it's time to get sent back home, unlike me, I got a 1 day. Today I had to take my pre-trip, passed it. Now I got to schedule out Tuesday to take the road test instead of just coming home and just take the road test. So something to give you all a heads up on if you live in the state of Texas. I don't know about all the other states. You probably want to check your commercial driver's license, DMV or DPS. I made the video kind of late because I wanted to put pretty much this week, because this week was real short driving. It was like 2 days, and last week all in one. Knock two birds out with one stone. Last week we drove from Oregon to Indiana, Auburn, Indiana. It was a long drive, 2,300 miles, and yeah, it was some. You got to see some sites, but when you're riding through the 80, you get through the Wyoming, the Iowa, and all that stuff. If you don't have Verizon, you're gonna run out of cell phone signal. I didn't have cell phone signal for probably about a day and a half, 2 days. So I couldn't contact my kids or my loved ones or anything like that. What else? Also watch how these shippers and customers are loading y'all, because we got maxed out with a half a tank, which means we had to drive from Oregon all the way to Indiana with just a half a tank, because you can have a certain amount of weight on each axle. The steer, the ones that you steer with, the left and right, the very front, you can only have 12,000 pounds on. The drives, which is the 8 tires connected to the, I'm just breaking it down to y'all, the 8 tires that's connected to the tractor in the back, you can only have 34,000 pounds. And the 8 tires in the back of the trailer, you can only have 34,000 pounds, equaling up to 80,000 pounds. Well, when we got loaded up, we had a half a tank, and we were at 79,000, I think about 300 or 400 pounds. Well, I think 79,400 pounds when we went to go scaled out. And we had 33,000 on our drives. So we had to make sure that we took precaution when we drove down, because we didn't want to get an overweight ticket. So we had to stop a little bit more often than we wanted to. We slid the tandems all the way up. If you don't know, the tandems are the tires on the trailer. You can slide them back and forth. You slide them all the way back to put more weight on the drives than the trailer. You slide them all the way up to take more weight off the drives and put it more on the back of the trailer. Well, our tandems were slid all the way up, and we were still at like 33,900 on the drives. So, and that was with a half a tank. So, the fuel at your fuel tank, it separates between the steers and the drive. If we would have filled our tanks up, our drives would have been at probably about 35,000 pounds, 36. And if we would have went through a scale, we would have got a ticket for that. So we had to, it was just had a customer, loaded us up. We were really heavy. Thank God it wasn't too many hills. Oregon, was mostly hills. Oregon is primarily 70% hills. If mountains up and down, up and down. The rest of the 80 was pretty flat. Iowa was pretty fast. But yeah, so just watch out for that. And then, like I said, they'll break it all down to you as far as weight to, how much you can max out, which is 80,000 pounds. I got to see my son on Friday because we had our drop off at 18:30, which is 18:30, yes, which is 6:30 p.m. In Indiana. But we got to Joliet, Illinois, which is the terminal. Knight has quite a few terminals. That's one good thing, you know. It was a terminal in Joliet, Illinois, and my son lives in Chicago, so I was able to go, you know, see him. I also slept at the world's largest truck stop, the Iowa 80. It's in Iowa on Interstate 80. It's real big. You'll see lows that you thought you would never see. I saw those big fans. I forgot what they're called, but yeah, I saw those. Me and my trainer saw those, where my trainer didn't even know what it was. And this pretty large truck stop. It's bright, you know, the lights all out. Some trucks I should go to is real dark. Not this one. There's lights everywhere. Inside is, you know, it got a weight room. It has like a little shopping center. It has cell phone plays. You know, they got customized tractors in it, so you can go see inside. It's a pretty cool truck stop. Let's see. After we dropped the load off Saturday, they had to get me back home so I can test out, because you know, I was doing pretty good. You know, it was ready for me to come home. I had some stuff to take care of, so that, you know, I can stay at the Phoenix terminal. And yeah, they shipped me home, so we had to go from Indiana to El Paso. I ran into some rain, you know, day one, you know, but other than that, the most that we ever ran into was just, you know, heavy rain. I'm gonna tell a lot of y'all, if you want to become a driver, get your nose ready for some awkward smells. I'm not gonna go too much into detail, but I think just driving on the 80, I smelled just about every animal, in a good way or in a bad way. More of a bad way though. You know, it comes through the vents of your trailer, of your tractor, and while you're driving, you smell it, and it's not a great smell. It was times where I just wanted to just try and cover my nose and guide the steering wheel. Also, I did a lot more driving. You will do a lot more driving. He didn't drive at all the last 3 days. Tuesday, Monday, or Sunday, from when we left Indiana to when I got to El Paso. He possibly, if he did drive, it was possibly an hour or two max. So just know, don't get too discouraged or upset if your first couple of days you're not driving and all of a sudden you're behind that wheel for 9 hours. The laws he has to be on duty while you're driving. So you'll learn about the line statuses and all that other stuff when, you know, you get there. But so far, night's been, you know, pretty upkept. We had a little minor setback with our Thermo King, our reefer, but it got fixed right away. You know, we were just at the right place at the right time for it to break down, to not delay us too long. But everything's not gonna go as right. You know, being a truck driver, you're gonna get a flat tire, you're gonna get a bad reefer, you're gonna get a bad trailer, you're gonna, you know, it's gonna happen. So, you know, you just gotta expect the unexpected. So, other than that, if you, like I said, I'm apologizing for making the video so late. I just wanted to put the last 3 days of driving with the whole week, put it all in one. But like I said, you will do a lot of driving, and shifting is becoming second nature to me. When I first started driving from day one, I was taking my time around curves. I didn't want to get the truck in 60 because they're governed out at 65, and you know, 65 I go, and then when I come to a turn, I'm going like 50, 55. But that was like the first week. But second week, I was going through turns 60, 65 miles an hour, you know, comfortable, shifting comfortable. You know, it wasn't, you know, just don't think about it. Don't think about it too much. It'll come to you. Just know that if you're struggling the first couple of days, it eventually comes to you, because it came to me. And I'm just, like I said, just your average guy. You know, before I came to the truck, and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to shift 10 gears or 8 gears or whatever. You know, there's no way. It's hard. You know, there's no way I can get the coordination. Now I could talk. You know, days I'd be talking to my trainer shifting, and I don't even know it until I'm in 8th gear, and I'm like, wow, I just, you know, all the way up in 8th gear, and I didn't even really realize it. So, it'll come to you. Just be patient. You're gonna get your driving. I'm gonna say, if you're uncomfortable with your trainer, just let them know. You know, call. You'll get the person that you need to talk to about the Squire, and if they're not letting you drive, you call them and say, hey, I want to get another driver, rather bring me back to the terminal, tell him to meet me somewhere because I want to do some driving. All right, my trainer, his name is Wesley Payne. If you want to request him to the Arizona, he's a great trainer. Like I said, the first couple of days you probably only drive for a few hours, but for the second week, you barely see him behind that wheel. So, other than that, like I said, y'all have a good day. I'll update you once I go back on the road. I take my driving test next week, and I'll probably make a little short video letting y'all know, hey, how that went. But I passed my pre-trip today with no problems, because you go through pre-trips so much when you're when I was in Arizona, we stressed pre-trip everything from the front to the back of the trailer, and the front of the tractor back to the back of the trailer. We stressed it so much. When you see it on the computer, it's just so easy, just a click of a button and go. You ain't got to be talking to somebody. So I said, just pay attention to those who's coming up, in the upcoming months or weeks or something like that. Like I said, if you see me on the roads, or you want to comment or subscribe, do that. But if you see me on the roads, honk a horn, flash a light, get on the CB, let me know what's up. Like I said, I'll make a video next week, and y'all have a blessed day.